I think that the Congregations Project is such a fine example of what the Institute of Sacred Music aims to do as far as collaboration between artists and musicians of all kind and theologians.
The project is structured smartly for the sake of the church staff. That it's not just a bunch of pastors who come to this thing, and it's not just a bunch of musicians, and it's not just a bunch of lay people, but that it's teams. Whole teams come here. And those teams meet with teams of other professionals. And in an environment that honestly feels a lot like a retreat. And the best parts of a retreat are that you can finally put down some of the burdens you carry to focus on team building and to think about something else for a little while.
The Congregations Project for me has been a safe place, almost a mini test lab to explore a lot of ideas that sometimes in our own congregation we don't have the time or the liberty to sit down and really explore. The Congregations Project has allowed space to really think deeply about why we want to worship and why we want to worship in certain ways.
People could come with the people they work with at home every day, and they can put down the pressure of planning next week's worship. And they can talk about the ideas that fuel them and the reasons they do ministry, and acknowledge mutually the gifts that empower them so that they can go home and do their everyday job, but from a greater position of strength and teamwork than they had before they came.
Well, as a pastor, you can be really, it can be a lonely experience to be sort of in a silo in a church or even in your own denominational silo. And so to find out that there are things that you can learn from and share with your Lutherans, your United Methodists, your Canadian brothers and sisters is really refreshing and affirming.
It's been encouraging to see that other people are thinking about and wrestling with and are concerned about some of the same theological questions that we have. But it seems like we've been able to grow and learn from each other, that there's a willingness to sort of explore something that maybe is other inside our own traditions.
For me, it was a filling up of the Spirit where I feel like I'm overflowing again and I'm ready to go back out and do ministry in ways that hopefully will reach beyond my wildest imaginations.
The incredible collective wisdom in that group, not just the congregations, but the people that they've brought in to work with each of us. The similarities between several of the projects and how each congregation is approaching it differently, but is really a similar end result that we're looking for.
Here at the Congregations Project, I think we see the care and the attention that the ISM pays to the life of the congregation and the ways that high-minded sorts of theological work are always best expressed in practical terms.
I thought it was the best conference I've ever been to. The Yale community was really warm and inviting and showed a hospitality and a real sense of mission. I loved it. I loved this week. I loved it.